I've gone very tabloid with my section name because I'm trying to get the clicks here, guys.
He's trying to get that Daily Mail column.
Yeah, we'll stick a hot woman in the thumbnail and
we'll see where it goes.
Those clicks. So this is actor Sydney Sweeney, who was attacked for her family's alleged politics. So she's a famous actor I hadn't heard of because I'm too old.
She's that famous.
Yes, but she's got 14 million followers. This happens. I actually met a famous actor I hadn't...
Listen, is she an attractive young woman?
She is.
That explains the followers.
Yes. Well, I met Karen Gillan, who's a famous actor, and I met her and I didn't know who she was, even though she's much more famous than me. But the thing is, that I'm too old now.
Were you like, sorry, Karen, I don't do autographs?
I realised later she was in The Big Short, which is a great movie. But hey, the point is, didn't know who this young lady was, but she's got millions of followers. But now she's been attacked because her family may be conservative and they may wear the wrong hats, Harry. And
dear.
So let's get into it. There was a New
They
York...
wear the black hats instead of the white hats.
They wear the red hats. So the New York Post says, woke blowback to Sydney Sweeney party, another sign of left's lunacy. So actress Sydney Sweeney has never shied away from being provocative and taking off her clothes in front of camera.
Was this a necessary part?
This is the article. You want to scroll down, John, so that people can...
Is this what you really wanted to draw attention to?
Yeah. It says her numerous nude scenes on HBO hit Euphoria have made her a Gen Z pinup, and I had to watch them all, Harry, just to check.
I mean, you're dedicated to your work. Your research is impeccable.
Exactly. And
so Nick's news this week: young attractive woman takes clothes off.
It's relevant, Harry, because as it says in the next paragraph, but it was a fallout from a surprise family birthday that has ruffled feathers and threatened her with excommunication from the liberal circles where her sexuality helped her make her a superstar. So they're making
that's always the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, they're making the point that in the lib world, it's good to do loads of sort of squalid sex scenes. Yeah, it's bad to have...
It's virtuous to be a whore. It's not virtuous to have, family values.
Yeah. And it says, Sweeney, who hails from rural Idaho, may have revealed that her family... John's already gone too far. It's way, way up. Sweeney, who hails from...
John, you've gone too far.
He's just going back up. I think he's just going to the pictures. He's not even listening to us. He's doing his own thing over there. He's watching clips from her series. He's like, oh, you're right. There are a lot of new teeth. So it says, Sweeney, who hails from rural Idaho, may have revealed that her family holds conservative views that shockingly align with a very large swathe of the country. On Friday, her family threw a 60th birthday party for her mother with a hoedown theme, complete with line dancing, jean jacket embroidery, and a mechanical bull. Revelers wore red caps that played on the MAGA slogan, Make 60 Great Again, something many across the political spectrum have done in recent years. But what really seemed to upset folks on Twitter was a picture of a partygoer in a pro-law enforcement T-shirt. And finally, there it is. John already...
Oh, no, he's got the blue line.
He's got the blue thing, which means Blue Lives Matter. That seemingly innocuous T-shirt was the big problem that she was seeing. There's Sydney in a nice hat, and there's the evil.
Keep your eyes on the hat.
There's the calm down. This is the first time it's like the first time you've seen a woman on Lotus eaters, and you're just all going crazy.
Well, normally we insult women on Lotus
You're right.
I'm just
we don't feature them unless they're in a full burqa. That's Callum's new rule. So the point is, just her family having this blue T-shirt or Blue Lives Matter T-shirt prompted a whole meltdown from the internet. And of course, they're not down with it because in our country, supporting the police is super woke, right? Because the police are now woke. It means you're into pride or whatever.
Happily defund the UK police.
Yeah, but in America, it still means you're a Nazi. So the images prompted lunatic thought mafia enforcers to jump on Sweeney and denounce her as a Trump supporter. They began lobbing accusations of racism, white supremacy, and gay bashing. And the writer here says, if a shirt or costume makes someone and their loved ones irredeemable, boy, do I have news for fans of Prince Harry, who once dressed up as a Nazi for a birthday party.
Well, didn't Taika Waititi in that film Jojo Rabbit recently literally play Hitler? So I guess he's beyond the pale as well now.
But that was in a film. This is a birthday party where people are dressed in the wrong hats.
So if she'd been friends with a Blue Lives Matter guy in Euphoria, that would have been fine. That would have been an okay.
As long as he was depicted as evil and, you know what I mean, died horribly or something. As long as he was smoking. What is it? Tolkien had people smoking it. No, not smoking are the villains. Anyway, call back to the previous segment that didn't make sense. So, without making salient points about policy or principles, the angry tweeters conflated conservatism, even perceived conservatism, with bigotry. The blowback grew so ridiculous that the 24-year-old was forced to publicly address her mother's Western-themed party.
And this is ridiculous because all she was done is photographed near a guy wearing a shirt.
Correct. But she had to, I wouldn't say apologise, but she definitely had to address it on Twitter. Can we see the tweet? There we go. You guys, this is wild. An innocent celebration for my mum's milestone 60th birthday has turned into an absurd political statement, which was not the intention. Please stop making assumptions. Much love to everyone, and happy birthday, Mom.
And that's actually quite a wholesome way of addressing it as well, because she just relates it back to, by the way, it's my mum's birthday. That's what this was about. Happy birthday.
Yes, but she's going to get in trouble later, we'll see, because she didn't condemn it. Condemn your family, Harry. Condemn them.
You're getting kicked out of Hollywood, Sydney.
Yeah.
Your breasts can only get you so far.
Yeah, so it carries on the article. It's unclear how her family votes, if you want to go back to it so people can not read it while you scroll to the wrong bit. nor does it matter or have any bearing on the Euphoria star's ability to act. The Sweeneys could be Bernie bros, MAGA folks, or have AOC tattoos. But in 2022, politics are religion, and people are as fervent as ever, with the fringe crazes on the left presiding over a new Spanish Inquisition and morphing into keyboard Torquemadas.
What does that mean?
It's the guy who ran the Spanish Inquisition.
Okay.
The ideology has forced many conservatives, especially in creative circles, into the closet, while conspiracy spewing folks like Bette Midler and Rob Reiner are celebrated in the industry until Midler steps on a gender ideology landmine by taking umbrage with women being called birthing people. Sweeney's in good company, though. Actor Chris Pratt has been blasted for his Christian beliefs and falsely accused of being a member of the controversial Hillsong Church. Pratt's sentiments are mainstream and, well, quite milquetoast, but that offends the diversity pushers who are only interested in out there identity politics. According to their doctrine, diversity of thought, the most important kind, must be squashed or vilified. And of course, there's a long secret history of Republicans in Hollywood. There's even a movie about it I referenced on another show we did here, Rated R, Republicans in Hollywood. And you had the Friends of Abe, which was a secret group of conservatives in Hollywood. Yeah. And you had people like Gary Sinise in it. And then I think Jeremy Boring was in it. He had Truth Revolt, which of course became Daily Wire. So they come from that secret, Shapiro and Boring.
Well, I mean, you do have people like, most recently, I think Rob Schneider, of all people, has really been shocking me. He appeared on the Glenn Beck show recently.
That was very cool when he said he'd rather lose his whole career than not tell the truth.
Absolutely. I respect that immensely. And Chris Pratt has been able to skirt that line quite well because, people think, oh, he's secretly an evil Nazi or something. But the most recent thing I watched with him in it was that show that,
the Terminal List.
Yeah, the Terminal List that people were screeching about. It was an excellent show, but he also dobbed himself in further by tweeting out a Daily Mail article. Well, no, I think he put it on his Instagram story, making fun of woke critics who hate it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Chris Pratt does seem to have a little bit maybe in there, but he's probably just nothing more than...
Just normal.
Yeah, a normal guy.
He's held up as this guy, he's our big hope. And you watch Terminal List and it's like, I was seeing all these things. Terminal List is anti-woke. You watch it, it's just a normal drama.
I would say the virtues it appeals to are kind of inherently right-wing.
Family and revenge.
Family, revenge. There's a white family in it that are depicted as good people.
Good point.
It's quite spectacular. Very, very politically incorrect nowadays.
Yes, but I'm saying it's normal because when I grew up, I'm older than you, in the 90s, that was just normal. So it's
remarkable to me nowadays to see something like that shown on TV.
You were stunned. You were literally shaking.
And to be fair as well, the guy who wrote the books it's based on appeared on Tucker Carlson and other such things as well. He's like an ex-Navy SEAL, so he probably is very conservative, but that doesn't necessarily reflect on Chris Pratt.
Okay, very based. Maybe I'll watch it again after I watch Lord of the, whatever it's called, new Rings of something.
Don't.
So... The article carries on. It's why we can't share anything anymore. Established media and entertainment properties like Disney have gone so deep into the culture wars, slamming Florida's parental rights education bill or the so-called Don't Say Gay bill, that in response we now have right-wing companies to cover sports and make movies. And that's very much what we've seen with the Daily Wire. I've covered it earlier on this show, having the Daily Wire kids making their own movies and so on.
It's a very good thing for them to do. At this point, parallel societies is kind of the most peaceful outcome we can expect.
Well, exactly. It says finally in the article, the gulf is so wide it's impossible to see us meeting in the middle again. Is this really the world the online inquisitors want? No, they want you completely destroyed. But it's true. We're gonna have a gulf now, and that's how it's going to be, isn't it? Really. But so it's quite interesting. That was the article from New York Post, just to summarize it for you. And it's quite interesting to see some of the tweet responses to poor old Sydney with her possible MAGA family members shot.
Who are these people? Lonely
these are
they, them. How has this got
45,000 likes?
Who is this person?
I found all the they thems. They've all come out. This is a they them, and it's the pronoun people, and they're very
so
annoyed
probably
about
scores
this.
higher than you on neuroticism then.
Yeah. So these are the people. I got 84%. These are the people who they saw this Sydney Sweeney thing, and they're like, okay, a family have a hat and a t-shirt, therefore they're racist. And this is what they said. Maybe it's the trauma of growing up in the white bright state of Massachusetts, but why Sydney Sweeney discourse? Do you not walk around conscious of the fact that every white person you meet, no matter how cool, is the child, sister, or brother of someone who hates you? Oh, did you not realize, Harry, that every white person you know, even if you're not hateful, your sister is?
My sister's lovely. Leave her out of this.
And then she says, puts another one, even more so with white celebrities, since their class status means they're likely no longer in any type of proximity to the consequences of that hatred. Dolly Parton probably has a racist pappy. Adele's cousin probably a
like
Tory.
70.
No, Adele's cousin is a Tory. That's just the risk in celebrity worship, I fear. At least now there's a touch of humour saying Adele's cousin's probably a Tory, but see what she's saying, that if you're a celebrity, white celebrity, it's even worse. You're just deep in white supremacy.
It's pure guilt by association and a complete denial of reality. All you need to do is look at Hollywood and the things that these people in Hollywood say to know that, I mean, this doesn't reflect on them at all.
Right. But let's carry on, because we have another pronouns person, and they're not. It's not as explicit, but I've checked their bio. I see your anger over Sydney Sweeney and raise you that every single white person you know in America has racist family members. LMAO. So,
right, and you probably have racist family members as well. Now what?
Can't you feel the love coming from these tweets? These are not about hate. This is all about love. But a blue T-shirt equals racist.
Maybe this is just the American-English divide. Perhaps this is just how they express love in America.
And this one says, another pronoun, now this Sydney Sweeney business literally shows that white people are not holding their family members accountable at home. Your activism is performative, because if not at home, then where else? If not the white people in your lives closest to you, then who else? So you've got to condemn your family at dinner for their racist hats.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for this lovely roast you've done, Mum. Also racist. Yeah. I don't think that's going to go down that great.
Semi-fascist, as Biden
I mean, you can't.
would say.
Well, that's interesting though, because these people have completely internalized the worldview that every aspect of your personal life has to be political. Your family bonds, the people who raised you, the people who care for you, the people who love you. That doesn't matter if there's minor political differences, if they've said something that you can perceive or interpret as being outside of the realm of acceptable discourse.
Right, because the state is everything. It's a very left-wing idea, isn't it? The family's not anything. The state's everything. Allegiance to the ideology is everything. Exactly. It's year zero. Get rid of your parents. And this is all for standing near people with red hats. This is like your family are condemning you by their perceived... To the steps they've done is you're standing near them, therefore you feel the same. And by the way, those people are not just Republicans who are 74 million people. They're racist, evil people.
I mean, I have left-wing family, and as shameful that is, if I'm at the dinner table with them, I'm not just going to start screaming soy at them.
Actually, personally...
Although I might start doing that, actually.
You should do, but my mum said you're going to have to not come over for Christmas, because the arguments with my brother are so bad. Because he's one of these people who keeps telling me Trump's going to die in jail, even before the recent raid. That's just like his mantra, and he's just completely obsessed.
And what's he smoking? Because I feel like I want some.
He's just smoking, being a normal lib, who works for the deep state. But anyway, we don't need to get into it. But we can't even talk about politics. It's so bad. But anyway, another pronoun person very much saying what we're talking about here. Seeing Sydney Sweeney get jumped is beautiful. If you're white and unwilling to completely shame your parents for their conservative views, you're just as complicit and need to be escorted out.
Well, what's this response he's put as well down there?
I'm about to get on to it.
Oh, yeah,
no,
okay.
Don't worry. I've got it all planned, Harry. But this one's got 46.8 thousand likes. So these aren't obscure things I'm finding. I mean, they're obscure in a sense, but they're doing disturbingly well. Yeah, he carries on with the... Can we go to the next one? If Sydney Sweeney disagreed with her parents' politics, she'd say that. Notice that she said it was an innocent instead. Meanwhile, the innocence is bigotry. I love that. Silence is violence. Innocence is bigotry.
Well, the funny thing is as well, you can be a bigot and also still be innocent of any crimes. You can still be an innocent person. You could hold bigoted views and still be a personable human being to interact with. Whereas these people, despite not being bigots, do not seem to be particularly personable.
Interesting. Thank God you've stood up for innocent bigots. I was wondering when we were going to have that. But yeah, innocence is bigotry is a heck of a sentence, isn't it? You've got to do some real mental gymnastics. and a slightly more let's go to the next one from this guy. He says, this is one you were about to talk about. Your love for your parents being at the expense of marginalized people is effed up. Hold that line while holding them accountable is one thing. Ignoring that S and pretending it's not deep is another. F her, period. I don't know if we're going to show that tweet because I've just bleeped it out. But we're gonna if we show all those words. But anyway.
Dip your head in a paint can, mate. Jesus Christ, shut up. Your love in quotation marks, at expense of marginalised people. I don't know these so-called marginalised people. I know my parents. I love them.
No, that
Simple
love
as.
isn't good enough. You've got to hold them accountable, Harry.
I'm sorry.
Over dinner.
My crimes against the cathedral are absolute.
It's just mad. And this is all remember of a young lady standing near her family.
Are you trying to give me an aneurysm,
in
walking me through these
It's
tweets?
depressing. I don't know really why I'm doing it, but it's another black pill, I'm afraid. I'll come up with a white pill next time.
The white pill is that we're not mental like these people.
That's
so that you can at least take that home.
Yes. And then this one also has pronouns. I've checked all their bios, don't worry. But this is a slightly more sane pronouns person that replies, this is so pathologically online. At whose expense exactly? Who out here is suffering because Sydney Sweeney isn't picking fights with her extended family at birthday parties? Some of y'all truly do not live in the real world.
Thank God someone said it.
Yes. It's still a pronoun person, but a slightly more sane one.
We found the one guy.
Yeah. And then this next one, most white people are Sydney Sweeney. You literally are Sydney Sweeney, Harry. Yeah, you might get some good roles coming up.
Oh, all right then.
And that's another they, them, checks bio. Next one, this is a bit of fun irony. I don't care about the Sydney Sweeney thing because I just assume everyone's cracker family is racist and I'm usually not wrong. The crackers are racist.
But I'm not racist, guys. You know, that's actually kind of funny.
It is quite funny because of the shit. And if they have the awareness of the irony, it's funny. Though I question.
Oh, but
that.
then at the bottom he's just saying she just shouldn't have posted those pictures. Oh, okay, sorry. You wanted to share a nice time that you had with your family with people? No, not allowed.
Well, there was another claim that her brother had posted the ones that had more explicit red hats in them, and that she had tried to not post those, but she'd let the Blue Lives Matter slip.
I wouldn't be shocked if that was the case because she's probably within Hollywood. Who knows? She might be a secret Republican herself. Not to throw it out there too hard, but she probably is thinking like, right, okay, this could happen. It'll be ridiculous, but it could because we all know the world we're living in nowadays.
Apparently, she's posted like Black Lives Matter stuff in the past. Either she's like the one who's not like that in the family and they all gently mock her, or she's actually is Republican, like you say, and she pretends not to be for her career. It could be either. Next one, most of the white folk... Hang on, where is it? Number 11, do we have that one? Oh, yeah. Let's use this Sydney Sweeney situation to realise that most of the white folk you lust over are exactly the same. Harry, stop lusting over bigots.
Oh, no. You're not allowed to jerk it to unacceptable people. You need to do a background check on all your favourite porn stars.
Lusting is bigotry. Yep, so that one's just really self-explanatory. Now, the tenuous allegations inevitably emerge. Once someone's being attacked, let's jump in and attack them for all kinds of nonsense. So, DJ Bella Ferrada accuses Sydney Sweeney of being racist to her boyfriend. And she's written, all I see are red hats and red flags, Ferrada wrote in the comment section of Sweeney's Instagram post. Girl, bye. This explains why you got so scared when my Mexican boyfriend was trying to fix lighting by you at the HCA Awards and you freaked out and had your boyfriend come shoo him while he was just doing his job and has no idea who you even are. Why were you so scared? It's giving Karen with loads of N's. So some guy was doing the lighting, and this story has so many, like, it's
There's so
ridiculous.
many holes in this. I
know,
need some context here.
Anecdotally, my boy, like, it's a famous actor. She probably has loads of people around all the time. Do we really believe that she may have shooed someone away? It's possible. She's a young famous actor. She's probably been known to shoot some. Possible.
I mean, given the scenes
quite nice
that you've said, given the scenes you've said, I wouldn't be surprised if she's pretty consistently having to bat off creeps.
Right.
Legit.
But who knows if she even did this? But the chances of it being racially motivated are approaching 0.0000000%. I've just gone.
It's just
all naught.
nothing. There's no chance.
The idea that he was Mexican and he was fixing lighting near me. I don't want Mexicans near me fixing lighting. It's totally absurd. But this is the kind of thing that comes out when they smell blood. And there's some fun jokes about it, though. At least let's see this slightly creepy-looking comedians. But I, for one, am shocked that Sydney Sweeney, a blonde with huge bleeps that works on classic cars for fun, has Republican parents. Fair enough. I mean, yeah. And if someone's gone with the edgy quite an edgy joke here. Sydney Sweeney's dad, after seeing her have sex with black men in season 1 of Euphoria, he's writing
That's pretty
a
funny.
bad word. So these are reasonably funny within their paradigm of like, she must be racist because she was pictured near a MAGA hat. If you accept the paradigm for a moment, you can accept the jokes are moderately amusing. This next one makes a reasonable satirical point. Unless Sydney Sweeney forces her parents to vote for Joe Biden at gunpoint, I can no longer in good conscience stand her TV show about high schoolers snorting heroin out of each other's mouths. So, yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, if she wasn't doing this particularly, noble work in a sense anyway, working in Hollywood in some trashy series. And then, of course, you get the incest accusations.
Oh, what?
Sydney Sweeney's brother looks like he watches all of her scenes. He's in a hat. He's he must be. It must be incest.
It must be. I mean, what part of the country do they come from? We need to recognise this. I mean, this sort of thing is just projection. As far as I'm concerned, whenever I see leftists accuse people of this sort of stuff, it's like, oh, you've got some skeletons in the closet, haven't you?
But for them, they probably embrace it. They're like, oh, it's a taboo we need to break. But the next one, of course, she must be involved in Jan 6. It says she's got a picture of her screaming, and it's I've never ever been to the Capitol. So fair enough, moderately amusing, because of course if you stand near someone with a red hat, you've probably done an insurrection. And the last one I thought would be
just me and the boys going for an insurrection.
Yeah, the last one I thought was moderately amusing as well. My dad is 10 times more racist than Sydney Sweeney's dad. Where are my huge bleeps?
I mean, this is a legit question.
Yes, that's quite a moderately amusing end to it. So. Anyway, and that got 40,000 likes, so the whole thing's blown up. It's massive. And it was, I mean, I'm sorry for that whole segment, really, but I thought there'd be some, like, relief.
You just wanted an excuse to get pictures of an attractive young woman on the screen to stare at for 20 minutes.
I don't need an excuse to do that. I just thought, it just popped up. It popped up on my timeline.
Okay, you wanted to share your fetishes with the audience then?
What are my fetishes? Attractive young women. Is that a fetish?
It could be.
Only if you're Leonardo DiCaprio. Did you see that?
Yes.
Dumped at 25. Anyway, that's my segment. It's really how you're missing the point. It's about how you're not even allowed to have family members now.
No, I know.
Who have the wrong political beliefs. I think you got that. That was the only point in the whole piece.
Thank you for spelling it out for me,
No
Nick.
worries.
I would have never got it without that.
If you appreciated that segment from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content we have on the site, such as the Contemplation series, this one on Nietzsche's Aesthetic Priest from Josh and Carl. If you want to follow what else Josh is putting out, you can follow him on Getter at Josh_firm on Getter. Thank you and goodbye.